Coming into the season, Cole Anthony was one of the most hyped up prospects in this entire class. He seemed destined for success at UNC, but I think he's fallen at least a few spots on everyone's board since the beginning of the season. This was undoubtedly a difficult season for Cole. He dealt with injury, struggled with efficiency, and the Tar Heels finished last place in the ACC. Today, I'll be looking at a mid-February game against Notre Dame. Going to start out with this play here. Cole Anthony gets downhill, little kiss off the glass. Notice how Armando Bacot hasn't made it down to the hoop yet. Only Garrison Brooks and his defender are there. Easier shot than what Cole was used to. This next play is something that's a little troubling, happens fairly frequently. He just gets beat off ball, kind of gives up on the play at the end there. Something that happens more frequently than you'd think. Later in the first half, not technically his man, but still getting beat backdoor. Don't like to see it. Anthony is undoubtedly one of the best pull-up shooters in this class. When he has that little mid-range shot going, he's really hard to stop on offense. Great touch on this shot. Here's another instance of Anthony getting beat off the dribble. Sort of anticipates the screen, and his man just drives right by him. Doesn't end up making the shot, but you just can't get beat off the dribble like that. Anthony is far from a great pick and roll ball handler, but this is a good possession. I mean, little screen there from Bacot. Patience and flicks a nice little pass to him. He knows he's doubled and waits for the right time to make the pass. Cole has been pretty effective in these catch and shoot 3-point situations. That's a pretty deep three. That's a good looking shot. Here's a nice play in transition here. He's got two men on him. Just goes right in between them. Great finish around the rim. Show it one more time. Anthony is a good, difficult shot maker. This is not an easy shot. Mid-range, off the dribble, from the baseline. He's able to hit it. Anthony is certainly a high IQ team defender. You can see here Notre Dame setting up a screen and roll. And he goes and tags the big man, preventing an easy basket. Then he goes back up and guards number 3 out there on the perimeter. I mean, nothing special, but little things like that matter. When playing against a 2-3 zone, you want to get the ball to Garrison Brooks here in the middle. It just opens up the floor because this defender, number 11, is forced to come up. It opens the paint, and you can have guys cutting. In this case, Garrison Brooks is able to just put in a nice little floater. Not a flashy pass here by any means, but it's a good read. Here's a look at some pick and roll defense. Generally speaking, he's done a pretty good job fighting through screens this year. Here, Garrison Brooks with a ridiculously slow hedge forces Cole Anthony to fight through 2 screens. Another instance of difficult shot making. Comes off a screen, step back. Again, that's just a really tough shot to make, and he's able to hit it. Another play facing the 2-3 zone. So he makes the right pass here to Garrison Brooks. But look at where Bacot is standing. Right under the hoop, so the paint is totally clogged. I mean, the point of making that pass is so that you open things up. And with two bigs in the paint, it's impossible to get a good shot up like that. This is just the kind of stuff that Cole Anthony has been dealing with offensively all season. I mean, this clip is almost identical to the one I showed earlier. Anticipates the screen and gets blown by. His on-ball defense in space is just really, really worrisome. Here's some really good off-ball defense. Makes it seem like he's going one way and then is able to get a deflection there. He averages a steal and some change per game, so I expect him to be disruptive in the passing lanes at the next level. So here's just a look at UNC's offense. It is pretty much the opposite of what's going on in the NBA right now. Just keep your eyes on the paint. There's always 4 to 6 guys there at all times. And that just makes it really hard to get any baskets around the rim. I mean, they're trying to get some screen action, but everyone's so crammed that nothing's going to happen. Ends up taking a difficult shot because he has to and gets bailed out on a foul. Here's another pick and roll possession. Here. Sets up the screen with Baycott with the shot clock winding down. I'll pause it here. We can look at his options. Baycott's not going to be open. There's too many guys down low. He can try to find Keeling, but he'd have to pass it now to see if he can get a spot up 3. And then he has Leaky Black curling around. But he dribbles the ball for too long and dribbles it towards the corner and makes this pass to Keeling. Leaky Black is wide open at the top of the key. He's not a good shooter, but Cole doesn't even look in his direction. And it leads to this really difficult contested pull-up from Keeling. Again, I wonder if Anthony is more willing to make that pass to Leaky Black, if Black is a better shooter, but he didn't even look in his direction. Here's another possession where Cole Anthony gets a screen from Garrison Brooks, and this time he rejects it and tries to bounce off it the other way, but he just doesn't really have the burst to make that play. I mean, generally speaking, Cole Anthony's first step is pretty average, and it leads to a tough mid-range shot. This is a big-time confident shot from Cole Anthony. Notre Dame is on a big run here. Minute 40 left in the game. Showing off that shooting off the catch once again. Here's one more pick and roll possession here. Late in the game, they need a bucket here. And his feel as a pick and roll ball handler is just not very good. He calls Baycott up. And you'll see here, Anthony's already going before Baycott is even there yet. He doesn't have his feet set. An easy illegal screen call. I mean, obviously, you want to get your feet set if you're the screener, but I think this is more Cole's fault than Baycott's fault, just because he leaves too early. This is North Carolina's final offensive possession of the game. They need a basket here, only up by 2 points. No movement offensively. All these guys in the paint, no chance that he's able to drive. And he has to take this step back 3, and he airballs it. You can blame Cole Anthony for taking the shot and missing the shot, but there's absolutely no movement. There's nothing else that he can do. There are plenty of concerns I have with Cole Anthony's game. He lacks an elite first step, and his on-ball defense worries me. His pick and roll play is also problematic. He's struggled this year, but he doesn't deserve all the blame. He had absolutely no space to operate in UNC's 2-big-man system. Nobody can deny his shot-making ability and knowledge of the game. I'd be comfortable taking him in the mid-lottery.